Day 5 of the January 6 hearing featuring explosive testimony about former President Trump's efforts to get the Justice Department to overturn the 2020 election.
The former acting attorney general testified that Trump threatened to fire him if he didn't comply. And WGN's Jenna Barnes is here now with the latest. Jenna?
Yeah, guys, the panel is laying out its assessment that former President Trump and his allies applied pressure at every level of government to overturn the legitimate 2020 election. Today, they argued Trump tried to weaponize the Department of Justice to hold on to power.
The president cannot and must not use the department to serve his own personal interest.
Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger took the lead during Thursday's January 6th hearing, questioning former top Justice Department officials about how they resisted presidential pressure, including nearly daily phone calls to overturn the election.
Is the DOJ investigating?
Missing in action. Can't tell you where they are.
The witnesses, including the former acting Attorney General Jeff Rosen and former acting Deputy Attorney General Richard Donoghue, said President Trump had an arsenal of false fraud allegations, all of which they disproved.
And I wanted to try to cut through the noise because it was clear to us that there were a lot of people whispering in his ear, feeding him these conspiracy theories and allegations. And I felt that being very blunt in that conversation might help make it clear to the president that these allegations were simply not true.
And Donoghue says the Justice Department had no standing to intervene. He took notes during his conversation with the president, writing down this quote from Trump.
What I'm just asking you to do is just say it was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressman.
The witnesses say when they refused to declare election fraud, Trump threatened to replace them with Jeffrey Clark, a lower-level environmental lawyer at the department, viewed by others in Trump's circle as incompetent.
The best I can tell is the only thing you know about environmental and elections challenges is they both start with E.
Clark drafted a letter to the state legislature in Georgia and other states, which falsely claimed concerns about the election. Both Rosen and Donoghue refused to sign it. Its ramifications hard to overstate.
This was not based on fact. This was actually contrary to the facts as developed by department investigations over the last several weeks and months. So I responded to that, and for the department to insert itself into the political process this way, I think would have had grave consequences for the country. It may very well have spiraled us into a constitutional crisis.
Today, the panel revealed through video testimony Republican Congressman Mo Brooks, Matt Gaetz, Andy Biggs, Scott Perry, and Louis Gohmert asked for pardons. Separately yesterday, federal agents searched Jeffrey Clark's home, a sign the criminal investigation, apart from this, is ramping up.
Thank you, Jenna.